Alright, the rain is starting to come down. We're gonna set our sights on something else that may come from the skies of a lunar variety. This is Lunar sauce. It's a sour. It's my very, very first offering from the very famous Aslin Beer Company out of that DC, North Virginia area. And if that sounds like something that is built brick by brick, I will let you know how to rock some Stravar X apparel with a discount on yours truly. So, what do you say? Let's get lunar, pop my Aslin cherry right after the theme song. Welcome back into the Upstate Studio with yours truly, Nutmeg 2 Palmetto, for another beer review. And this one, popping my cherry of sorts, because to this point, I have never had anything from Aslin Beer Company. I know their name definitely precedes them. I got one more that you'll see on the channel a little later on, but we're going to start off light with Lunar sauce. It's a sour. So Aslin, smaller name, built brick by brick. If you build your bread or anything in your life brick by brick, consider rocking Stravar X. Work your way out down to the description below. Click the link and use the code Nutmeg15. That is Nutmeg15, Nutmeg15 one more time for everyone in the back to get a 50% discount off anything from the Stravar X apparel shop. So Lunar sauce will give you a close up on this cute little can on the technology perfected north of the border by Shade's Craft Beer Review, the Shade Can. So Lunar sauce, as you can tell, it's purple with this kind of yellow, beam me up, alien life forms glow around it. It kind of looks like an hourglass, so you be the judge. Is it an hourglass? Is it a teleportation from an alien space vessel? I don't know. You let us know. So, of course, it's a 12-ounce can, 6% alcohol on the nose. Aslin's logo is interesting to me because it kind of looks like either a person bent over, or it kind of reminds me of the old school Colorado Avalanche logo, where it almost looked like an elephant of sorts. I don't know if that's what it intended to be, but that's it looks like something of a wild animal, if not a person bent over. Elsewhere, brewed and canned by Aslin in Alexandria, Virginia. So they are in Nova. That's what I kind of thought. I didn't know necessarily if there was Nova or Washington, D.C., but that's all kind of the same thing up in that neck of the woods. Store at 35 to 45 Fahrenheit. Recycle. Something about Puerto Rico. Do not litter. Do not liver. Well, it could be a disclaimer as well. And sour ale with natural flavors. They do give a date on the can, interestingly enough. 2505618. I don't know what that means. So I was hoping that would be a freshness date, but who knows. Anyway, I didn't get that long ago on my trip down to Atlanta. So on Untapped, 2,359 total check-ins, 2,221 are unique, to over 2,000 which are ranked. So they must do this fairly consistently. 3.96. So for a sour that's not like a big hype fruity smoothie sour, that's actually a pretty respectable ranking, I would say. It is confirmed at 6% ABV. It does list the style as a pastry sour, but judging by the pictures, it doesn't look like it's going to be big and frothy. So sorry, one flight down. I'm going to shy on the side of caution here with no shake yet. But I will give you a shakluck in honor of your Brit. And a hard pour it, of course, into my pretentious glassware, the optimal sour glass. However, being a 12-ounce can, I know this glass holds a lot more than 12 ounces, so it may not be the most appealing when the head settles down, because there's going to be some space left. So color-wise, as the head runs up, it looks a lot lighter than it does on Untapped. It's pretty dark in everyone else's pictures, but this is kind of almost a very light ruby red grapefruit, pinkish orange. Light gets through it fairly okay, even if it's still pretty cloudy and opaque. The head's fairly whitish. I was thinking that head was going to run up a lot faster, but I guess not. This has a really creamy, well, it does say brewed with blackberry, lime, milk, sugar, and vanilla. I was going to say, it does have a very noticeable creamy essence to it. So the milk, sugar, and the vanilla is very, very present on the aromatics. And the other thing that I get, I don't necessarily get blackberry, but what I was thinking at first was strawberry. And if you couple all those creamy things, I guess you could kind of argue that maybe it's like a yogurt, of sort of blackberry yogurt, maybe with some lime juice or something. Because it, other than the creaminess, the fruitiness doesn't necessarily smell so thick. So anyway, that's surprising me with how long that head is taking. So we're just gonna dive right through it and get myself a stash. Alright, that's a little surprising. Based on the color, not necessarily the aroma, because the aroma would imply that it's going to be pretty thick. But based on the color, I wouldn't necessarily expect that to be a very thick beer, but it's got a really solid mouthfeel and body to it. It has more of a creamy, decadent body, even though it looks like it's going to be pretty light and almost goes a level. But it's got a nice meaty body to it. I would say the creaminess, flavor-wise, is what overtakes a lot of the fruit notes. The lime comes through a lot more of the flavor than the aroma. It kind of has a citrusy cut to it, which is typically associated to like lemons and limes and that sort of thing. The berry's there, but it's being masked so much by the creamy body and that citrus cut of the lime that it's kind of hard to pick out the berry so much. I don't so much mind that because it still makes it pretty easily crushable. So that's pretty solid. Again, a good introduction to Aslin for me. And I've got one more in the fridge that, again, you'll see at a later time. One more time, if you build your brand brick by brick, visit the link in the description below to see the Stravaris X apparel collection. Use code NUTMEG15. That is NUTMEG15, NUTMEG15 for everyone in the back to get a 50% discount off the checkout from Stravaris X. And yeah, I'm going to enjoy this and probably crush it fairly fast-ish. Cheers, I'll see you next time.